G'day, welcome one and all to another episode in Guvs Hero Impression and Review video series. This one focusing in on the Grand Heist hero, Ramhorn, who is the Purple Rhino. Now, Ramhorn is a limited availability hero, being a part of the Savage Crew family. He is available only for summon during the Grand Heist Challenge Event portal, so keep an eye out for him if you are interested in summoning him. Ramhorn is a 5-star purple hero, has the title of being the Breacher Rhino, which is pretty cool. Like Naja, Ramhorn is a 2nd generation challenge event hero. He was added to the Savage Crew family 1 to 2 years after their original release in the original Grand Heist Challenge Event update. His artwork features the iconic Savage Crew animalistic mask. Go away. I'll just bring mine up and show you the full image. There he is. Does have that iconic Savage Crew animalistic mask, which does give the inspiration for their artwork, name, skill, as well as conveniently hiding the identity of the Savage Crew from the cops. Ramhorn's mask is in the imitation of a rhino, fitting his role in the crew to just simply bash the door down. One could argue that he doesn't really need the battering ram. He could probably just stick his head down and charge his way through it if he was a true rhino, but maybe that's just a little bit wishful. Heading back over to the portal and the card there, just because it's not contaminated with emblems or anything. So Ramhorn is a member of the Savage Crew family, which does mean that whenever he casts his special skill, there is a 10% chance that it will trigger the Wild Heist effect. Now, the Wild Heist effect causes all allies to steal 20% charge from all enemies, which is absolutely brilliant because not only does it charge control the enemy, it also grants you that charge to your own heroes. There is a passive family bonus as well when you bring along multiple unique heroes from the Savage Crew family. So if you bring 2, 3, 4, or 5 unique Savage Crew heroes, you will gain a 2, 4, 6, or 8% attack stat bonus for those heroes. So it does have to be unique heroes, so it must be Rhino, Pokemon time, Ramhorn, and Naja, for example. You cannot bring 2 Ramhorns along because they are not unique. They are a copy of the same hero. Going back to his card and having a look at his stats, Ramhorn does fall into the newer bracket where he has a higher overall spread of stats compared to the original Savage Crew heroes. The stats themselves, they are moderately skewed towards the defense and HP stats, which lines up with him being a big burly rhino coming in to smash the door down. So his stats do come in at 657 attack, 779 defense, and 1492 health. His charge speed is set to be 42, which is slow. It falls into the slower bracket of needing 12 tiles to charge or 6 ghosted tiles. It is only 1 speed number off being broken to 11 tiles, and then you can also get a 2nd speed break down to 10 tiles using a +8 speed gun. So you can actually achieve both of those speed breaks, so take him down to being take him down to 10 tiles using the +9 speed perk that comes on the Inksplosion DB90 weapon. You can also achieve that first tile break down to 11 tiles just using the Sentry class 2% speed node if you choose to, but you do have to progress all the way up to +19 to achieve that. But it does mean that if you only have 1 speed gun, you can use it on a different hero if you so choose. Class-wise, I did just mention that Ramhorn is a member of the Sentry class. The Sentry class, it's a pretty good perk. I don't mind it. It's not one of my highest ones, but it does give a chance to armor up and gain 5% armor after receiving any damage, and it's all procced at the end of the turn. It does mean that it can be procced off any incoming damage, so it can come from tiles, special skills, minions, and even DOT effects, which is actually kind of cool. So if he's got burn, that burn will give a chance to proc the armor up talent effect as well. I personally have emblemed my Ramhorn, and that's because I do use him a fair bit. I used him a lot way back when Nima was the preeminent tank, but now that Pulse is coming in a lot more, I am still using Ramhorn a fair bit in my attack teams against those heroes. So for me, I followed a HP/defense route, prioritizing the HP just for a little bit of extra minion health. So you can see here, I've followed the HP route the whole way down, and then whenever there was a choice between HP and defense or HP and attack, I went the HP and defense route. So I did stop at plus 16, and that was just to grab that one last health node. Yeah, so that's sort of where I stopped him. I didn't bother going down to 17, 18, 19, or 20 because I don't think they're worth the emblems at this point. Yeah, so that's the emblem tree for Ramhorn that I would recommend. Heading back over to his special skill card. So his special skill is called Rhino Rampage, and at level 10 and 42 charge speed will deal 180% damage to all enemies, making it an AoE 5 area of effect, AoE 5 attack. It will also destroy all minions from the target enemies, and for each destroyed minion will summon a Rhino minion for a random ally with 25% HP and 14% attack inherited from the caster. So that comes from Ramhorn's stats. Final line is that it will add 185 armor for all allies as well. So breaking that down a little bit more, if we have a look at the damage component, it is actually really poor. And I mean, it's like so far down the list in terms of DOA 5 damage output that I'm not going to really go into great detail with it. It's suffice to say, if you're looking for a straight up damage output hero, don't bring Ramhorn. He's not designed to be a damage dealing hero. What he is designed to do is that second line of his skill. And this is where you actually want that damage output to be quite low. If you have too much damage output, you actually start killing the minions from direct damage. And if you kill them with direct damage, you don't actually summon a Rhino minion, because the Rhino minion summoning is attributed to the second line, not a line of its own. So this second line is where Ramhorn's true purpose comes to light, simply put, as a minion destroyer. In addition to removing all the minions from the enemies, and it is nice to note that it does say it will remove the enemies, it destroys them straight up. You don't have to kill them with direct damage, you can just use the special skill, click your fingers, and they're gone. So in addition to removing all of those minions from the enemy, Ramhorn also summons a Rhino minion with some freaking beefy ass stats for random allies. The number of minions that get summoned is the same as the number of minions that's destroyed, so effectively it's a minion swap, take from the enemy, give to yourself. But these minions are beefy, like I said, 25% HP. That's the highest base stat percentage minion health in the game. And Ramhorn, he has a fair whack of health himself. So for each of these minions that get summoned, just for the base stat Ramhorn without emblems or weapon modifiers or anything like that, it comes out at 373 HP each minion. That's a lot of pseudo healing that comes in. There's also that last line there about a small amount of instant armor that's given to each ally. It's quite small, it's less than half the HP of the Rhino minions, but when you add it on top of the minions, it actually is just like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Like it's quite a considerable amount of pseudo healing that gets granted to allies. So overall, I do actually really like Ramhorn as a hero. He is a niche hero. There's no two ways about it. He is a niche hero and is useful only against minion making enemies. Fortunately though, there's a fair number of defensive minion making heroes that run around. You've got Nima that's still around a lot, you see some Talon for the dodge component, and you're seeing a lot more Pulse coming out now, more and more onto defense teams. And as I said, the biggest benefit to Ramhorn is you don't actually have to kill the minions with direct damage. You can simply sit back, let the enemy team fire off their special skills, bring up all of their minions, and unceremoniously just wipe them away with Ramhorn, with the added benefit of giving your own heroes a 25% heal for each minion in the process. So overall, for Ramhorn's grading, I do grade him. Look, if you were to look at Ramhorn, absolutely generally in a team with no minions on the other side, he gets a C for attack. But Against a minion making team, he is a straight up A+ hero. So overall, given how much minions are starting to appear on defense teams, both in war and in raids, I am going to give Ramhorn a B for attack. For war machines, a D. His attack stat is pretty low and he doesn't contribute much there. Defense, again, a D. He's not really gaining anything out of on a defense team. Same with events. His damage output is just too low. For tournaments, I do go up to a B+ for attack, just because people tend to put more minions onto their defense teams, being a pseudo healing for Bloody Battle. And then similarly, up to a C for defense on Bloody Battle tournaments, because people bring minions to try and heal themselves up a little bit. For charged attack, not really much change, a B and a C, just because he does get a little bit of benefit from the speed, but it's still not great unless it's against minion makers. And buff booster, same sort of thing as on regular attack and defense, a B for attack and a D for defense. So overall, Ramhorn is like a C grade attack hero, just generally speaking, but against minions, he is an out and out A+ hero. Defense wise, a D is where I rate him overall, not a defensive hero. So that just about concludes my content for this review of Ramhorn. As always, this is just my personal opinion. I do love hearing your thoughts and feedback on these heroes. So, you know, if you've got other uses and other thoughts about these heroes, please do jump down into the comments of the video, write them down. I do love reading them and I will try to respond as much as I can. If you found this video useful and you enjoyed the content, please pop a like on the video, or as I said, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share it around to your Alliance members. If you found this content useful to you, chances are it's also going to be useful to the other people you play with. Thanks once again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck with your PuzzleCombat adventures and happy gaming. Cheers. Bye.